Hello everyone, my name is Zero, and before we get started, I just want to apologize for how long this video has taken to come out. I came back from spring break in like the third week of March, and then I got sick for 5 days, and then I went to work, and my boss told me that our company got bought. So I've been relocated to a new location. So it has been a pretty chaotic time. So I apologize that this video has taken so long to come out, but I appreciate your support. Go follow my Twitch where I stream almost every day when I have time, and I hope you enjoy. Take care. How hard do you think you can punch something twice in a row? If you struck the same place twice in a row, how much damage would you cause? Now, what if both of those punches happened simultaneously? How much more damage would that attack cause? This is the ability granted by both Divergent Fist from JJK and Frog Kata, the Sage Mode ability from Naruto. But which attack is better? Equal power scaling, base stats. Does Naruto hit harder in Sage mode? Or would a Black Flash amplify Yuji to the top? Today, I want to answer that very question. First, doing my own research on what these two abilities slash forms actually provide for the user, then discussing the actual destructive force of the abilities at a base level. Let's get into it. But before we do, I want to give a few shout outs to the people who helped me research this video because, well, I watched their videos on it. Shout out to MC Hammer's Sage Mode video, Swag Kage's Sage Mode video, Josh Inbetweener Divergent Fist video, and Glocktober What is Black Flash, and also the thumbnail artist for Yuji, Solkun 200. Starting with Sage Mode, specifically Frog Sage Mode. Sage Mode is activated once you take in enough nature chakra and mold it into your own chakra to create Senjutsu energy. Not just anyone can do this, though. You have to have an extreme amount of chakra, allowing you to have room to mold the Senjutsu energy without completely exhausting your body. Think Naruto and Hashirama, or Jiraiya, who couldn't quite do it because he didn't have a huge enough chakra pool. Therefore, had no ability to fully master the technique. So, off the bat, you have to have a stupid amount of chakra to even access the full powers. On top of taking in nature energy, you also have to mix the ratio with your own chakra perfectly, not taking in too much or too little nature. It is by far one of the most advanced techniques Naruto has to offer. And while this is pretty much an oversimplification of Sage Mode, hell, it isn't even the only Sage Mode. There is so much more to talk about than just the ability we want to focus on. So I'm just gonna move on before I keep yapping about the specific ability I want to talk about. Frog Kata, or Froggy Kumite, whichever you prefer, is the invisible aura that wraps around the users of Frog Sage Mode. This aura can do a number of things, from increasing the physical power of attacks, to increasing the range, to enhancing all of your taijutsu with nature abilities, which is what we're going to be talking about today, doubling onto your taijutsu. This ability was able to catch the Paths of Pain off guard because not only was Naruto hitting harder, even when he misses his physical attacks, the aura would still technically have the range to hit him. When used together, it feels like doubling over or punching twice at once. This fight is where I want to start my basis for Naruto and his power using Sage Mode. But if you want to talk about KCM 1 or 2, you could, but then I'd have to grab a manga spoiler Yuji, and I don't want my anime onlys to watch JJK and deal with that. You guys have enough spoilers to deal with. Trust me. I know. Speaking of Yuji Itadori, I'm pretty much reading this part off the wiki, so I'm sorry if I get this wrong, but to my understanding, this is how the technique works. While training with Satoru Gojo, Yuji discovers that his cursed energy has a time lag due to his speed. By striking with his fist, using a thin layer of cursed energy, a second wave of cursed energy is unleashed a few moments afterwards, effectively creating two impacts with one punch. The initial hit, followed by a cursed energy explosion. This, to my knowledge, is only possible because Yuji is so fast. And while this is Yuji's curse technique, it is not unique to him because of his physical body. Anyone, in theory, could hit one, but it becomes easier for Yuji because of his speed. Gojo stated that any sorcerer with enough cursed energy control could hit a Divergent Fist on purpose. Most just do it accidentally. Yuji was just moving so fast he was accidentally using them all the time, and in his fight with Todo teaches him to maximize his cursed output by focusing his cursed energy in his stomach, allowing Yuji to stop accidentally using them and using them when he needs to. So, that begs the question, which is better, Frog Kata or Divergent Fist? While Frog Kata gives the user more range and double their physical abilities if they land a punch, while also being a more reliable in terms of usability, Divergent Fist more than doubles the user's physical abilities with the second larger burst of cursed energy on contact. So if you want more range and longer lasting hits, Frog Kata would be better. But as for the stronger hit, it looks like Divergent Fist comes out on top. So, that begs the further question. Does the rest of Sage Mode's benefits/issues outweigh the benefits and issues with Divergent Fist, and subsequently the Black Flash more easily achievable by using Divergent Fist? My friend Yacht told me that the best Yuji to use for this fight would be Yuji and Todo versus Hanami to put against Sage Mode Naruto versus Pain, to see whose abilities in straight hands would be better. So let's talk about the rest of Sage Mode's abilities before diving into the properties of the Black Flash. Sage Mode is basically the nature's version of Kaioken, increasing your basic speed, strength, durability, sight, hearing, range, and stamina for as long as you can keep the perfect balance of nature chakra. On top of that, all of your taijutsu, ninjutsu, and genjutsu has been boosted with nature chakra. Sage Mode also increases the sensory aspects of being a ninja, basically allowing you to fight without seeing and dictating others' attacks based on how hard the attack is going to be. Becoming one with nature, seeing what the trees see, what the ground sees, and being able to capitalize on Sage Mode's enhanced abilities and understand how much any given attack is going to hurt on a fundamental level. With nature chakra, your own chakra is pretty much immune to being stolen by anyone who hasn't mastered Sage Mode because they will end up turning to stone. This, on top of Frog Kata, is why Sage Mode is honestly broken. But it can only be learned by the top of the top. Speaking of, let's talk about Black Flash. Actually, unlike Sage Mode, theoretically, anyone can hit a Black Flash. You just have to do it fast enough. The technique is actually derivative of Divergent Fist. When an impact of cursed energy is applied within 1/1000th of a second of the physical hit, a distortion in space is born. Instead of doubling your physical power, it amplifies all of your physical and cursed aspects by 2.5, basically increasing your strength by 2.5 squared instead of doubling your strength. And that is only the beginning of the benefits of Black Flash. Black Flash restores your cursed energy beyond its regular point. Once hitting a Black Flash, you enter a flow state where you reach 120% of your regular potential, making all of your attacks easier to use, restoring your cursed output, and resetting your domain. It's basically like healing from causing a critical hit. It also completely changes your understanding of cursed energy, making you realize how to form it better and hit more Black Flashes. It is said that those that have hit a Black Flash and those who haven't have a fundamentally different understanding on how cursed energy works. Now, here's the downside. It is basically impossible for every sorcerer, including Satoru Gojo, who can see curses on an atomic level, to hit a Black Flash at will. Now, I will not be going into manga spoilers, but to hit a Black Flash, your cursed energy output has to be perfect, along with touching the target, and then the combination of those two things have to be perfect as well, along with the very, very small window. So you have to be extremely locked in to hit, especially more than once. The more locked in you are, the more likely you are to hit it. And once you've hit it once, it locks you in further, increasing your potential and output by 120%. It basically creates an infinite loop if you have enough control, which no one has. But the more you hit, the more controllable the next one will be. So, what is my conclusion? Well, based on the techniques and not the users of them, Kata is more consistent in comparison to the rookie Divergent Fist. However, when it comes to the total benefits of Sage Mode and the total benefits of Black Flash, I think Black Flash comes out on top. Let me explain why. Well, yes, fundamentally, they end up doing the same thing, boosting the physical body in every sense of the word, including all abilities. Sage Mode drains nature chakra, while Black Flash replenishes cursed energy and increases the body's potential, allowing for an increased chance for more Black Flashes. While Sage Mode has the huge benefits of the sensory boost, and I would even say has more range than Black Flash, hitting a Black Flash gives you almost all the same benefits, and I would argue Sage Mode has more perception. But even someone like Naruto can only make 5 Sage Shadow clones at once, making it a race against the clock for Sage Mode, when a Black Flash is equivalent to a second wind and even more. However, one final question remains. Who would win a fight? Hanami versus Yuji or Naruto versus Pain? No, I'm not including anything after the Nine Tails, because this is about Sage Mode. But I don't think it really matters, honestly. I don't think Yuji can keep up with the sheer amount of things that Naruto can do. And while I think Yuji would be able to hold his own for a while, I think it would only be a matter of time until Naruto out-stamina'd him. While I talked about the fact that Black Flash rejuvenates the body and locks you in further, this is Naruto Uzumaki we're talking about. His bag is simply too deep. From the sheer amount of shadow clones he can make, to the summons he can use in Sage Mode, to Sage-style Rasen Shuriken, to Ma and Pa summons, to Naruto's insane regeneration feats even before befriending the Nine Tails. Unfortunately, it looks like Naruto still comes out on top. And without manga spoilers, I think Yuji is just Gonna have to take this loss this time. Anyways, if you have enjoyed this video, disagree with it, have anything to say about it, please say something about it. I will see you in the comments, and I will catch you all next time. Take care!